So today's topic is open file, middle of the game. It's one of the important strategy typical ideas. And I showed this position for you. So who can tell me there is open file?
CD or CE
You mean F? Or which one?
Did you ask for
Open file. There is open file. Who can tell me?
ACD?
Look, so very important to see if it's white pawns or black pawns. If it's black pawns, doesn't matter. Because open file, you can attack on open file if there is pawn or weak square. If it's white pawn, of course, d3 pawn block the queen, yeah, and you cannot attack on d file. So we can say that b, thank you very much, b file is open, yes, till b7 square, but we can attack the pawn on b7, right? D file is closed because pawn on d3 block the queen, right? Do you understand this? And h file is open from h3 square to h7 because we can attack the pawn on h7 and in the future king on h8. If, for example, rook on h1, of course, we cannot attack because pawn on h2 block our rook. Do you understand this? Okay, good.
So a file is vertical.
Yeah. So I want to show you one game, a very interesting game. This game played two Grandmasters 1 week ago in Wijk. So it was round number 9. And for white was VE. Grandmaster was low rating 2706. And for black, Navara David was rating 2730. And it's a very interesting game. So let's look at e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, knight f6. Who knows the name of opening? It calls Berlin defense, okay? You cannot. So d3, bishop c5, bishop takes c6, d takes c6, it's theory. Knight bd2, castle kingside. And tell me please, is it possible knight takes e5 to make this move?
Queen d4 right away.
Yes, queen d4 right now, yeah? So after queen d4, it's double attack on the knight e5. Oops. Knight e5 and pawn f2. Yeah? And if, for example, castle kingside, we will take the knight. If knight will move, we will take the pawn on f2. So knight takes e5 is a blunder. That's why Navara David, of course, didn't play this move. He played knight c4, knight fd7, queen e2, and rook e8. So rook e8 is a typical idea of middle game. We have pawn on e5 and e4. Right now, this pawn block our rook, right? But in the future, it can be dangerous for white because white has queen on e2 and king on e1. Okay? So we put the rook on the same file. There is queen and king. Bishop d2, bishop d6. So why black decided to make this move? What do you think? What was the main idea of this move?
Does he want to play knight e6? And he wanted to free up the knight from guarding the pawn?
Okay, you have good idea, but knight b6 is not very well move. But black want to make move with the knight with the idea to open bishop, first of all, to develop the bishop, yes. So bishop d6 protects the pawn on e5. Also, black can push c5 in the future, okay? So h4. What do you think about this move? Is it good move or no?
It's aggressive.
Okay, what is the idea of this move?
Castle queenside and pawn storm.
Okay, very well. Yeah, so h4 is a typical idea of middle game because we want to attack on the king side and push the pawns. Yes. So it's good and open h file or g file in the future. c5, h5. Now what black should play? What is the main idea for white in this position after h5?
Black play on H16.
h6 was the idea.
That was my idea.
Why? Why
Because it
h6?
stops the pawn from advancing and stops
Yes,
the bishop from
yes, of
advancing
course,
as well.
very well. So, but the pawn after h6 is weak, and white can use it in the future. So castle queen side. Knight f8 was correct move for black, with the idea to play knight e6 and to stop g5 in the future. But Navara decided to play knight b8. So rook d g1 in this position. Why white decided to make this move? What do you think?
She wants to march the other pawn down toward the g pawn.
Okay. So white want to improve all pieces, right? And to push g4, g5 to open g file, right? Okay. Knight c6. Now, what is the best move for white? g4, right? f6. What white should play in this position?
Knight to h4, wanting to get into g6.
Okay, it's an interesting idea. After f6, g6 square is weak and knight can use it. But white has better idea. Bishop takes h6 doesn't work because g takes h6.
Pawn g5, f takes g5, knight takes g5, h takes and h6.
Did you see this game?
No.
Okay, good. So g5. Sometimes you can play slowly, you can improve your pieces, focus on one square, for example, like in this position on g5, with the idea to open this file, g file, yeah. But sometimes you can sacrifice these pieces with the idea to open file, if your pieces, of course, are ready to attack. So after g5, white forced black to open g file, so f takes, knight takes. And you can ask me, then I can play slowly, then I can calculate some combinations, yes? It's a question. First of all, of course, you should improve your pieces. And all your pieces should be ready for attack. You should focus on one square or some file, and then you can think about some tactical ideas, how you can sacrifice the pawn or some piece, and you will have compensation. Okay? Also, you will have advantage in space. Yes, then you push your pawns. You can cut black pieces to the back rank, and it will be good for you. You will have strong attack. So knight d4 in this position. What white should play? Tell me. Yes, black won't take the queen on e2, so what white should play?
Queen e1.
Okay, you have moved queen e1. What else? Queen e3. What else?
So that was not right.
No, we will discuss later about all these moves. Okay, queen e1 is a little passive, right? And also maybe f3 square is weak after queen e1. So in the future, knight f3 can be dangerous, right? Also, queen on e1 has no job. You should think how to attack the king, right? And on e1 it's too passive. Okay, what about queen e3?
I like that.
You like it, okay. Who doesn't like?
E3 or E1. I don't want to block my bishop.
Yes, after queen e3 you block your bishop and it's not good. What will you do after h takes g5? If queen e3, h takes g5.
I take the rook. Rook takes pawn.
Take this the rook. Yeah?
So if you're saying,
If, for example, queen e3,
right, and then if black makes yeah.
h takes, rook takes g5, yes?
Yeah. I like that.
But your bishop on d2 has no job. And
I think you're threatening that rook takes pawn.
the main idea of knight takes g5 also was after h takes g5, take with the bishop and attack the queen with the tempo. So you should play quickly, you sacrifice the pieces. You cannot improve your pieces, you have not time, right? So if queen e3 and queen e1 are not good moves, what white should play?
E1.
Queen d1, yeah, queen d1. Okay, h takes g5, now what?
On H6.
Pawn h6.
Oh, we can also play bishop takes.
Yes, it's better take first of all, bishop takes g5 and in the future push h6. So if bishop e7, what white will play here?
Bishop h6 takes,
If bishop h6, bishop f6,
H6.
I understand,
Black.
bishop f6.
Yeah. How about bishop takes pawn?
Yes, bishop takes g7 is interesting, bishop takes g7,
Yeah, then pawn off.
h6, yes. What if knight e6?
I guess take and then line up all your castles in your queen and then
Or, yeah, queen h5 looks good too.
Queen h5, what else? You offer?
Well, knight takes pawn.
Knight takes e5.
You want to have an overwhelming attack, so almost lots of things win here, I think.
So which move is better, knight takes e5 or queen h5?
Queen H5.
Yeah.
Queen h5 is interesting. Maybe rook e7.
Pawn takes bishop. Yeah.
Rook takes.
And then queen down, and then,
So which move, queen h8?
yeah. Yeah. Knight takes pawn check.
Or
Mm.
rook takes rook, and the knight can't recapture.
This is still strong.
If king e7. So rook takes
Yep.
g7, yeah? And should be winning for white, yeah? Okay. So how black can defend the king better?
Develop figures.
Hmm?
Develop better at the beginning.
That's true.
I'm surprised black is rated so highly to get to this kind of a position.
What if bishop g5 here?
Check.
Will you play king b1 or no?
I question.
And it's a king.
I know the right answer is. I'm just sure the question is ignore me.
Alright, so king to b1, I guess is good.
Okay. Still queen h5. Yeah. You should improve your queen.
And so again, queen to h5.
Rook g8.
Knight takes pawn.
Okay, it's interesting. If, for example, queen f6.
About knight to f7.
How about knight to f3? Knight takes, knight takes.
Yeah, knight takes bishop check.
How about rook g3 here?
Okay.
The black pieces are overloaded.
Yeah, that's true. It's really dangerous.
Come on, Danny, we must think.
So maybe I should play knight e6 to protect my bishop from this square. Right? Because I cannot stop rook f3 or knight takes g5. Yeah. Okay. So knight e6.
How about pawn to e5, attacking queen?
Maybe queen g6 with the idea to exchange the pieces.
About pawn to f4 to make the bishop move.
Oh.
So the queen is open.
In which position?
If you go back before pawn to
That might be right.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
There you
takes,
go.
takes.
If queen takes. So it's interesting because white still has some compensation, right? But it's a little difficult for white to improve attack here, and black has time to defend the king, right? Okay, let's go back to the game.
Okay.
So bishop h6 was interesting move, but we decided to move bishop e3 here with the same idea to push h6, but don't give the bishop for the pawn. So same idea to open h file and g file, yes, but with the pawn. So, and of course don't trade the pieces. Bishop f6, now what?
Gotta be h6, right?
h6, of course. All pieces are ready to attack and you need to push h6. Okay. What do you think about g5 move? Bad move, why? It's too weak for the king, right?
What about then queen to h5, threatening queen to g6?
Okay, it's interesting move, queen h5, but what will you do after g4?
After g4?
Mm-hmm.
Queen g6.
So
King h8. How you can improve your idea, queen h5?
What about queen h5, g4, bishop takes the knight, pawn takes the knight, and f3?
Okay, let's analyze. And f3, yeah? Bishop b6.
Queen to g6, check.
King h8. You need your bishop on e3, yeah?
Yeah.
You cannot exchange this bishop.
Yeah.
Only we had an open file.
So how we can open g5?
So what's white's move here?
Bishop take g5. Bishop take g5 after that. So now your idea, f4, right?
Yeah.
f4.
Bishop can't take.
Bishop cannot take, yes. If e takes f4,
Now queen h5.
now king h5. You see how it's
The
beautiful?
square check doesn't matter, she can take, the rook can take, so.
Yeah. And it's winning position for white, of course.
Is that what happened in the game?
No.
No.
Black didn't play g5, but the line is interesting, that's why I show you. Rook e7, black played. So what white should play?
Take the pawn.
Take the pawn, rook take g7,
Queen h5.
queen h5. What is the main idea of move queen h5? Okay.
Winning the queen when the bishop has to come off of the.
Bishop won't come off.
If your rook takes g7 with the subsequent check.
So the main idea of move queen h5, double the pieces on h file, right? To play queen h7 or queen h8 in the future to use 7th or 8th rank. Okay. If bishop e6,
Bishop h6.
bishop h6. No, it's white too slow. It's good. With the idea to attack the rook, yes. Dry out the defender and trade the rooks. Open g file. After that, you can attack the king. Okay. Bishop f7. Okay, bishop takes g7, bishop h5, bishop f6. What black should play?
I don't know.
Where's black?
A check.
Yeah, check.
Yeah, check with the guy from the night.
Well, wait,
They're in check.
they're in check, black has to move.
Yes, black should move as the king.
You can't move.
So to which file? H file or F file? King f8, okay. Bishop d8, right?
Yeah.
Knight e2.
Robert.
What?
Is it A7?
What will he do here?
Can't take the rook, so I have to move the. I have to move.
Just
King,
I guess
d2.
Possible king d2, and but white decided to play king b1.
Oh.
Knight takes g1.
Yeah, if you have D2, then you take
Alright,
bishop, and I'll be the
so
knight.
save your bishop and
Again, if king d2, what?
If you go D2 and you take the knight, and then you take the bishop, knight, castle, can the knight even escape that situation? Seems like all of them said.
Yeah, 3.
So black should take the rook, right?
Yeah, I would. Yeah. Knight.
What white will play?
White would
Take bishop, so you can't take the. So you can check the king.
Take the bishop, take the rook. Now what?
Oh. Pin,
What?
Pin.
What is mark? They just
Oh,
lose.
that one.
Skewer.
yeah, rook off, check, exchange off, and white takes the king, the e5 pawn, wins the endgame.
Possible, but this knight on g1 is weak, so you can try to play something like king e3 with the idea if king f7, knight e5 of course, rook g5, something like this. Yeah? On rook takes c5, knight takes c5, winning position for white. So it's possible to play king d2. But white decided to play king b1, knight g1, so what will you do here?
Take the bishop. Just take the bishop.
No, white to move. Ah, take the bishop on h5, do you mean?
Well, I guess I would take the pawn.
Yeah,
Might as well take the
c-
pawn.
Yes, it's better take the pawn on c7, and if, for example, rook c8, what will you do?
Check him.
Check?
c8, take the pawn, yeah.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just take pawns.
So in this position, black resigned because it's double attack on the bishop h5, knight g1, yeah, and pawn e5 is weak. So white won the game.
That's very instructive.
Okay, I hope so. You can use it in every your game because it's very important, of course, topic. Open file, right?